Hello everyone, Ladislas Maurice from the wanderinginvestor.com. So today I'm in Punta del Este in beautiful Uruguay together with my immigration agent, Macarena. Macarena, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
Okay, do you like Punta del Este?
It's gorgeous. Okay. Very calm, very pretty, good infrastructure. That's nice. Okay. I see why people would like it.
Is it your first time here in Uruguay?
First time, yes.
Okay.
So we'll be discussing how to obtain residency here in Uruguay. So obviously there are the usual ways like, getting married, getting a job.
Having a baby.
Having a baby, that's another one. But today we'll be discussing the more common one for people who just want to come live here. Let's say I come here and I tell you I want to get residency. So how do I go about it?
Okay. First, you contact me, okay, and I will book you an appointment at immigration office to apply for residency. The requirements are birth certificate. You have to apostille your birth certificate. Maybe you don't know what is apostille, but it's like a simple stamp that you can obtain in your country. You will need clean police record from the country you were born and from the country you lived in the past years. You will need to show proof of income, okay? And the proof of income can be proven in a number of ways: pension, dividends, rental income, or a job here in Uruguay.
What about a job overseas?
Yes, it will work. Yeah, of course, you can work remotely, and you can ask your accountant to write a CPA letter stating that you are, for example, a translator or whatever you are, okay, and you are receiving a monthly income of blah, 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 blah. The idea is just to show the authorities that you can support yourself in Uruguay. You don't need to show a large amount of money, okay, 1,500 per person, it would be okay for immigration purposes, okay?
So this, if my understanding is correct, this is mostly valid for people from OECD countries, so the West, Singapore, Japan, Korea, South Africa, etc. Other countries, especially countries that need a visa to come to Uruguay, it's very complicated and doesn't quite work. So just to be clear. So essentially, anyone that has a job in Canada or the US or Europe essentially qualifies and can just come here as long as done remotely.
Yeah, for sure, and they are very welcome, okay, to be here. Uruguay is a solid, stable, and safe country. It is easy to blend in. Everybody looks like me, so, and most of the people speak English.
And it's attractive from a tax point of view. This is not a tax conversation here, but generally speaking, Uruguay is known for its relatively low tax rates.
Let me tell you about that. You have the option to apply for residency only with your passport and submit the rest of the documents later on. So you come here, you enter as a tourist and apply for residency, and you will get an Uruguayan ID card right away, and then you will have to submit the rest of the documents whenever you have, okay?
Within 2 years?
Yes, because your Uruguayan ID is valid for 2 years.
This is really interesting. So essentially, if you just need a residency just for a year or two, you essentially just book an appointment through Macarena. The appointments are not like tomorrow. You need to book them 1 or 2 months in advance. Then you come here, and within a week you can get an actual cedula valid for 2 years, whether or not you actually submit the documents later on. So if you don't submit, then obviously you won't be able to renew it. But for 2 years, you have a residency.
Yeah, you will be able to stay indefinitely in the country, okay? Because once you apply, you are not a tourist anymore, you are a resident in process until your residency is granted, and then you will be a legal resident in Uruguay.
Okay, so let's say I come here, I get this, I just show my passport.
Yeah.
Within a week, you give me that cedula, that ID, Uruguayan ID. How do I convert this temporary residency to a more permanent one?
If you file the rest of the documents needed, such as proof of income, clean police record,
And then essentially this temporary residency gets given back to immigration?
Yeah, and they will give you a cedula as a permanent residency, valid for 3 more years.
For 3 more years,
yeah.
Okay. Once I have, and during that time, I have to be present?
Yes, you have to stay at least 6 to 8 months in order to get your residency approved. Okay, you have to show the authorities the intention to reside, that Uruguay is your second home or your home. Okay?
Very
That's
important.
Yeah.
If you want to upgrade from that temporary 2-year to an actual permanent residency, you need to live here. It's not a paper residency. You can treat it as a paper residency for 2 years, knowing that you won't be able to renew it. But if you actually want to upgrade, you need to live here in Uruguay. So it's not a Plan B residency, unlike other countries such as Paraguay. This is a Plan A. But if you actually stay here initially for a year, then it becomes a Plan B residency. Because once you have the 3-year one, just to renew it, you just need to come back. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you will lose your legal residency if you stayed out of the country for 3 years.
Okay, so every 3 years you come back, renew the card.
You renew the card, and
That's it.
you are free to live wherever you want to live.
Okay. So let's say that I want to get the Holy Grail, one of those beautiful Uruguayan passports. Nice blue, by the way.
Okay.
How do I do it?
Okay, after 3 years if you are married, and after 5 years if you are single, you can apply for residency and second passport. But the good thing is that the clock starts ticking from the moment you arrived in Uruguay. For example, if you arrive now and you apply for residency, for example, at the end of this year, but they are going to count, from today, because you enter to Uruguay today, okay?
So, and during those, let's say I'm married, so during those 3 years, I'm expected to essentially live here for 3 years. So it's not like I decide to come and live for the 6 months before the application. They want to see that we've been living here for those 3 years, if single, for 5 years.
5 years, Okay. And the application process for citizenship takes around a year, okay? You will need 2 witnesses that can testify that they know you, that who you are, and you will have to learn Spanish, okay? They're going to interview, but about yourself, where do you live, for how long have you been here? Okay, just simple questions about you, okay? Clear. You don't need to study history of Uruguay, and you need to show, again, proof of income, social insertion in the country, that, for example, medical records or something that prove that you live here.
Clear.
Bank statements, if you are renting a house or if you buy a house or whatever you have here in Uruguay.
So this is not a paper country where you just come and work towards a passport without doing anything. So you need to live here, but then you have an amazing passport. Like, it's a really good travel document.
Yeah.
Well respected, very neutral. Like, no one hates Uruguay. Does anyone hate Uruguay?
No.
Maybe just Argentines are jealous of you?
No, with Argentine, it's like we love them, we hate them, and it's like, and they like us, and then they hate us, okay? Because we are very stable, we don't have any economic, social problems, and maybe Argentina.
Sounds like a Latin relationship.
Yeah.
So, and tell us how to get tax residency here, because there's a bit of a shortcut, which is interesting.
You have 2 options. One is live here for 6 months, and the other, you have to live 60 days and buy a property for $400,000 okay? And you will have tax residency. Okay,
so this is interesting for people that want to travel, do things, but still really want an actual tax certificate. $400K will get you a decent apartment here in Punta del Este or in Montevideo. You stay here for 2 months of the year, pretty relaxing, no stress here. And then you can travel the world and have a pretty solid document. Okay, this is very good. Cool, fantastic. So Macarena, thank you very much. If you're interested in obtaining residency here in Uruguay, there's a link below with more information, and you can use that link to get in touch with Macarena as well.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me.
Always a pleasure. Make sure to download my free ebook, 12 Mistakes to Avoid When Investing in International Real Estate, which you can find on my website, linked below, and feel free to follow me on Instagram @TheWandering Investor. I look forward to hearing from you.